welcome you back to Black Site. There's an uprising amongst the black peasants, and the gatekeepers, the white supremacy, are extremely angry. We got Joy Ann Reid, Roland Martin, and Angela Reid, who cannot believe that the peasants will not support Kamala Harris. She is the perfect face for the new white supremacy in America. These gatekeepers have only one job, and that's to keep the peasants in line. And now that the peasants are saying we will no longer support people like Kamala Harris and Cory Booker, the gatekeepers are lashing out. They are lashing out because their jobs depends on keeping us on that plantation. Joy Ann Reid, the only reason why she's at MSNBC is to keep us in a position we is into 2020 and to get that black vote out. And Angela Reid, that loudmouth on CNN, her job is to scream as loud as she can to make sure we stay on that Democratic plantation. But they were not expecting an uprising from ADOS, descendants of blood slaves. They were not ready for people like Tone Talks, Yvette Carnell, and others who come with the proper information and the statistics to show what has happened to black folks over the last 400 years. And it's time that we receive the proper reparations that we deserve. Every other group who has been hurt, every other group in this world, if you look to the Native Americans, they gave them land. You look to Jewish people in Germany, they received reparations. But why can't we receive reparations? Is our only reparations is to be at the bottom and get crumbs off the table? No, we need identifiable tangibles that we can use in our community to uprise and build. But no, these white supremacists, no, Joy Ann Reid, Roland Martin, Angela Reid, no, Kamala Harris. Look at this clown, Roland Martin, who says Kamala Harris can't put out a plan while she's just starting her campaign. But it seems like she has a plan for the LGBT, whatever the hell community that is. She has a plan for illegal immigrants and dreamers. But she has no plan for ADOS. See, we went through this before. 8 years with Barack Obama. And we received nothing, no tangibles, not a dime. While everybody else got fat at the table. While the LGBT community, they got the White House lit up. The illegal immigrants, they got dreamer status. But what do we get? Absolutely nothing. They say, well, you got health care. Well, everybody got health care. But we're talking about tangibles for the African American community, descendants of slaves. We're talking about something that could be put on a table that we could say is just for us and not for anybody else. We're not talking about Africans who come from Africa or people who come from the West Indies. We're talking about ADOS. How can you help solve these problems in which the average black family is worth $1,700? How can we solve the problem when we have single mothers that's probably worth $5? We need tangibles. Like Tariq Nasheed said, you can agree or disagree with Tariq Nasheed, Jason Black, or Professor Black Truth, but they speaking the truth too. And we have to understand, when we go to the table, we can't go to the table with something called hope or something called change. We have to go to the table with something that we can build on. The games are over. You can't scare us with Trump is in the White House. Trump has done no different than any of these other white supremacists have done in the White House. He has done no worse than Ronald Reagan, George H.W. Bush, Bill Clinton, George W. Bush, or Barack Obama. So what is the fear? Sometimes you got to take a step back before you take a step forward. We may have to take that step back to let them know in the Democrat Party, in other parties, that if you don't come with a straight list for ADOS, if you don't come with tangibles for us, you will not get support from this community. No more will you just come into a black church and say a speech, eat a chicken dinner, and get 90% of our votes. No, that's not going to happen. And you can send out your gatekeepers. You can send out your Congressional Black Caucus members. You can send out Al Sharpton. But if you don't have an ADS agenda, you're not getting our vote. If you don't have our tangibles to give us, you're not getting our vote. And that's the way it should be. Our vote should be held up as something like gold. You should meet all of our wishes as though you meet all the wishes of the Jewish community, in which you will make sure you support Israel and you will support their programs, or you will not receive their votes or their dollars. Just like you support the LGBT community. If you don't support the agenda, you won't get their votes or money. But to me, our votes are more important than theirs because we have a larger percentage of the population. You just can't go out there anymore and say, vote for me because I'm black, and ask for nothing but some hope in a dream. Kamala Harris says she's for the people, but I haven't seen anything in her past that shows that she is for black people. She may be for white supremacist people, but she's not for black people. So it's time that everybody who's running for president in 2020 has to understand that ADOS is here to stay. And that we are going to be asking that you bring an agenda to the table, or that you support the agenda of ADOS. There is going to be no compromise anymore. We have compromised enough. And none of these other groups who live off the fact of what we have built compromise in America. It's time that the tangibles be delivered to ADOS. And if they not delivered, you will not get our votes. The gatekeepers, Joy Reid, Roland Martin, Angela Reid, they can run through the streets on MSNBC, This Weekend at ABC, and CNN all day, pretending to speak for black folks, but you don't speak for us. ADOS speaks for black America. Now, we may not speak for all, but we speak for enough that can change this election. So I hope that you go back to your masters, Kamala Harris, the Democrat Party, and others, and say, if you don't support this agenda, you won't win this election. I want to thank you for listening to Black Site Underground News that you can use. I hope you subscribe to this channel, smash that like button, and share this video.